Okay, so are you ready to dive into this, The Forest Dreams of Enchantment and Adventure? This book, I mean, it's way more than like talking to animals, right? And
Yeah.
magical forests and all that. You really start thinking about like where's the line between us and, the wild.
Yeah, definitely. And the book starts out, you know, kind of normal. We meet the Benny family, everything seems perfect.
Mm.
But then those wolves show up and it changes everything.
It really does.
It's like the author saying, hey, we think we know about nature, about being safe, about where we fit in, but do we really?
Exactly. And the setting, the enchanted forest, it just pulls you in,
Yeah.
all that green, the leaves, the mystery.
I know. It's like the forest is a character itself, right? It's this wild place that's both welcoming and a little bit scary at the same time. And the Benny family, they try to control it with lights and cameras, but nature, well, nature does what it wants.
It's true. And it almost seems like by making the forest feel safer, it actually draws the wolves in even more. And those wolves, I mean, they are smart. It's almost scary. Like that whole plan to get Marty, the family dog, on their side.
Yeah, it makes you question that whole idea of animals just acting on instinct.
Mhm.
These wolves, they think things through, they plan. They even have a kind of moral code, I guess, even if it is about survival.
Which brings up that question. Can you justify their actions just because they are trying to survive? I mean, they hurt Marty badly and attack the kids.
And that's where the story gets really interesting. On the one hand, you have this family, the Bennies, who are loving, supportive, big on self-reliance, but they have a lot of money, a lot of advantages. Would they even be dealing with these animals if they didn't live on that huge property with the enchanted forest in their backyard?
That's a really good point. It makes you wonder if the way they see the wolves is affected by how privileged they are. It's easy to appreciate nature when it's safely tucked away on your, what is it, 10 acres, right?
Exactly. And this contrast becomes even more clear when you bring in Danny. He's not from a wealthy family. Things are tougher for him. And the Bennies kind of bring him into their world.
His grades go way up when he starts spending time with them, especially Tom. Makes you think about how important mentors are and all the advantages some kids have that have nothing to do with money. I mean, emotional support, social connections, that kind of thing.
Yeah, it's like a subtle message about those inequalities that we often don't see. We focus so much on individual effort, talent, but this book makes you think that opportunity, access, those things matter more than we realize.
Definitely. And it's not just about how humans connect, but humans and animals too.
You got Marty and Jasmine, the
Yeah.
family dogs, right?
Hmm.
Super loyal, always there to protect. And then there are the talking animals like Peekaboo. I mean, a parrot who speaks English, that's wild.
Oh, and his girlfriend, Maya, who speaks both English and Spanish.
That's right. It's like the author wants to show us all the different ways we can connect, between different species. You've got dogs, their language is barks, how they move. Then the cats, Felix and Daisy, they just seem to know when something's wrong.
Right, like it's instinctual.
Exactly. And then you've got these birds actually speaking our languages. Makes you wonder, is talking the only way to be smart?
That's a good point. I mean, look at the wolves. All that planning, that's intelligence too, right?
Yeah.
They might not speak English, but they definitely have their own way of understanding things, communicating.
Yeah. And the book doesn't pretend that's always a good thing. Remember when their plan to get Marty on their side doesn't work? They attack, no hesitation. It's like this reminder that nature is beautiful, but it can be brutal too.
For sure. And that's when the Bennies really have to face the fact that these animals are dangerous. Sharon especially, she goes all out to protect her family.
Yeah. Lights, cameras, even shooting lessons for the kids. Like she wants to control everything, make the natural world fit into her idea of safety.
Which is interesting, right? Because it makes you think, who gets to decide what's safe? The wolves are just trying to live their lives, and the Bennies come in with all these rules, disrupting everything.
And that has consequences. Like when the wolves have to go to Georgia, it's heartbreaking. Their whole world gets flipped upside down. New dangers, new challenges.
And not all of them make it. Zoe Lee, that's really sad, especially because he was the one who kind of started this whole thing. Makes you think, what if the Bennies had just left things alone?
That's a tough one. There's no easy answers, is there? The story shows you both sides. The Bennies, they want to feel safe, but the wolves are just trying to survive. And there's no right or wrong, you know?
It makes you wonder, are we even able to live with nature without messing it up? Or are we always going to try to control things and just cause more problems?
It's a question that keeps coming up, right? Like when they decide to build that zoo, they want to help animals caught by hunters, give them a safe place. But is that really the best thing for them? Keeping wild animals locked up?
Right. Is it really a solution or just another way to control things?
Exactly. And the zoo, It's like this little example of big themes in the book: control, responsibility. There's Bite Hard, the wolf who survived. He ends up in the zoo, even has pups there. But is that a good life for him after being free?
It's hard to say. And the book doesn't tell you what to think. The Bennies visit Bite Hard, but you can tell they feel bad knowing they caused all this. It's like they realize that even when you try to do the right thing, you can still make things worse.
And you see that with the kids, too. Tom and Jamie, they've got a good scholarships to Yale, the whole thing. But what about Danny, Charmaine?
Mm.
Will they get the same chances?
That's true. And like the book is saying, look at the consequences of your choices for yourself and everyone else. The wolves, the zoo, even the kids' futures, it's all connected. And it's a lot to think about, even though the story seems simple at first to family, talking animals.
Exactly. That's what makes it so good. It works on so many levels. It's about nature, privilege, ethics, all those big questions.
So as we finish up here, something to think about. The story ends with the zoo built, but that's not the end, you know? Does it work out? Do the animals adjust? Or is it just proof that we can't really live in harmony with nature? I guess we all have to figure that out for ourselves.